Welcome to Fragmental.
An amusing take on random topics. So
That's like our catchphrase at this point, isn't it?
It has been. I think I've used it, and we got 15. This is 16. This is number 16. So I think I've used it in at least 14 of the 16.
Oh, yeah.
There might have been one where I didn't. So
I mean, it's your thing at this point.
it is. I should make fucking t-shirts out of it.
We should.
Yeah.
Like, do it in different... just different kinds.
You can't do the fucking sound on a t-shirt. I mean, it'll just say so. Then
Yeah,
the
but I
back
mean,
it'll
you
say
can
welcome to Fragmental.
Actually, I like that.
So do I. I like that a lot. We can sell
we're
them.
doing it. We're doing this.
Yeah.
We've got merch, Dave.
Exactly. We're almost there, Mike.
Hey, do you want to drop anything? Say hello to Jeff real quick.
Yeah. Fuck you, Jeff.
Fuck you, Jeff. All right. And now we're back. So, you know what? Speaking of catchphrases, man. Right. So catchphrases have existed forever, right? I mean, or have they?
I would think so. I mean, I don't remember anybody like writing in like 1850 about a catchphrase, but
what would it have been in the 1800s?
I don't know. Watch out for syphilis.
Would it be? I mean, in the 1800s, would it be like dysentery or?
Well, yeah, whatever. I mean, it's
scurvy.
Yeah, scurvy. Well, if you're on the boat, right?
Right. Well, I mean, 1800s. I mean, that was.
But it would be like. It depends on where you're at, right? If you're in the old West at some old West town, it'd be like, watch out for the chlamydia and scurvy. Or actually, if you're on a boat, it'd be watch out for the scurvy. That's where limeys come from. You know that, right?
No.
That's why they call British limeys, because to prevent scurvy on the ships, they would bring limes because the vitamin C kind of, I guess, counteracts it. So they would always eat limes, so that's why they call them limeys.
I didn't know that, nor have I ever heard that.
Not only is this a comedy podcast, well, comedy to us anyway, it's educational.
It is. I've now learned something.
Exactly.
Thank you.
The goal is to walk out of here every night, well, whenever we do these, to learn something.
Speaking of catchphrases, learning is fundamental.
What's that from?
Or maybe it was reading is fundamental. Something was fucking fundamental.
Oh, like one of those after-school special things? Those after-school things? Yeah.
Right, so I mean... Catchphrases have been part of like pop culture, right? I mean, that's
yeah.
Where do they come from? We all like.
Commercials. I bet you they came from commercials, right?
It's got to be a big one, right? Where's the beef?
Well, yeah, that's the classic.
Right, we're in Dublin, Ohio, home of Wendy's.
Yeah,
right. Hopefully, free sandwiches, for us peddling you guys, but
double stacks, free double stacks. Just want a double stack,
right? But right, I mean, that's like people still say, "Where's the beef?" That woman. Like, probably, how much work did that lady get because of where's the beef?
I don't know if she got any work because of
No, I think she did. I think she was just in probably commercials and because people, I
didn't see her in any other thing than her saying, where's the beef?
Then she probably was typecast because of her one goddamn catchphrase that didn't do shit.
See, that's the downside to catchphrases. You get typecast and,
You are right about that, though. I mean, because it's always going to be all right, so I'll give you another one. Jaleel White, a.k.a. Urkel.
Right.
Has he done anything outside of being Urkel?
No, I mean...
And Stefan Urkel.
Or what was where he turned into the stud? Was that Stefan Urkel?
Yeah, Stefan Urkel. He was smooth.
I saw that... he's probably naturally smooth, and then he had to tone it down for...
Well, but I mean, he was a kid when he started that. But remember
True.
Did he
run into porn at some point?
I don't know.
Doesn't that usually happen with those child stars? They end up with like
that's what they try to bring it back.
Yeah, like I'll save my career with porn.
So there was a rapper, Tretch from Naughty by Nature, hip hop hooray and OPP, those guys, right? I know you're not a huge hip hop fan, but you've heard those songs.
Yeah, no.
And I remember at one point they were kind of on the downturn, and he did turn to porn. And he was like, "Yo, I'm just repping for Naughty by Nature, baby," and I'm like, well. I feel like you just wanted to fuck some porn chicks, but hey, I mean, hats off, dude. He did.
If you can swing it,
well, I'm guessing he swung it all right.
I would know. All it's gonna do is make our listeners, all 6 of them, go out and start searching for Naughty by Nature porn.
Right, Tretch's wiener.
That sounds like a disease.
Oh fuck, dude! I got Tretch's wiener. Which actually probably means you've got a 9 or 10-inch dong, but
with
you're
chlamydia,
right?
Or syphilis from the 1850s.
Syphilis from the 1850s. Oh man,
that's funny. Yeah, but I mean, you Eat My Shorts is another one. I mean, you got the Bart Simpson stuff.
Bart Simpson.
I'm trying to think of like way back in the day, like or maybe early 70s or 60s. Of what?
So, I mean, were there catchphrases in the 50s?
There,
like, make me a sandwich, bitch. Like, was that their big catchphrase back then?
It might have been. Get in the goddamn kitchen.
Oh, there he is, old fucking what's his name? Yeah, that clearly those fly today. But I mean, yeah. So
I would. Is it like commercials, right? So it's like, Bronco spark plugs, the spark plugs or whatever. They have like a tagline.
Oh, you're right. The taglines are huge.
Yeah, so taglines probably roll into a catchphrase.
Well, because it becomes part of recognition, right? Like,
are we talking taglines or are we talking catchphrases? Because now I'm beginning to wonder.
I think we were going catchphrases, but
I'm wondering if we're
taglines
confusing.
are in here now.
Well, it's not that they're in here. I think we might be confusing. I'm getting online right now to look up.
No, I think we're doing both because at this point, right, where's the beef was a tagline for a while.
Yeah.
But
Eat My Shorts is more.
Eat My Shorts.
Like
I do that? Yeah. Heidi Ho, Winslow, whatever.
Heidi Ho.
Still Urkel.
Still Urkel. Okay. You're a big all in the family, or not all in the family. What's the name of that? Family
Matters. All in the Family.
I had the family right. I had the family piece of it right.
Well, All in the Family, right? They probably had catchphrases.
Meathead.
Yeah, seriously. Yeah, there you go.
Dingbat.
Lots of racist shit from Archie Bunker.
Yeah.
But
that you.
Oh, watching. That was another one, right? Or it was just annoying. I don't know. But
hang on a second. Catchphrase or tagline? So I'm looking stuff. A slogan slightly different. Oh, this is a slogan. What the fuck?
Catchphrase is kind of a slogan.
Yeah. Core. Fucking Google.
Yeah, this is great radio, Dave.
It is. It's not good because it's not radio. That's probably why. It's great podcast.
Oh, this is great podcastness.
Yeah. You talk, I'll look.
Well, I mean, I do have the voice of God, as I've been told.
Yeah. By who?
Lots of people.
Okay. I trust you.
Yeah, you should. So, I mean, what else, right? You know what else? But now that I'm thinking about it, I think movies, too.
Oh, God, yeah. Yeah, movies.
Right, so what are some of the movies from the 80s were big on catchphrases, man?
Die Hard. What was the
Welcome to the party, pal.
No.
That's one. Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Oh, dude, how many catchphrases did Arnold Schwarzenegger have?
Oh, Jesus. Get in the chopper.
Hasta la vista, baby.
It's not a tumor.
But you know what? Was that a huge part of like 80s action movie? Like, not only you had to have the cool catchphrase, right?
You had to have a catchphrase or some type of one-liner, like yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker, or what was it? Yeah, hasta la vista.
Yeah, you had to have something cool.
I'll be back.
I mean, I think that was what 80s. I loved 80s action movies, man. Like, I hate the cheeseball shit like that. Just explosions and like
they made no sense whatsoever.
Right? Even they're just having, I don't know. But
you're getting the one like Rambo's getting fired on by like 32 army men, but nobody's hitting him. Like,
and he took out the whole army, but he didn't reload one time.
Well, he's got the M60 when he's holding the belt, and it's like, really? Nobody could have, like a sniper just couldn't have fucking taken his head out?
Right. Not one of these trained snipers could have picked him off.
Right. That's the stormtroopers have joined the fucking...
I don't know, man. But I mean, I think 80s movies were big on them. Yeah. Catchphrases. I mean, what else?
Even 70s movies, like... Smoking the Bandit. We were talking about Smoking. We've been talking about weirdly. We've been talking about Smoking the Bandit all day today.
Well, it's 10-4, buddy.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, that's right. And then what was the Smoking Bandit one?
Which one?
No, the tagline. Yeah. I'm trying to think of what the main one. What the you some bitch? You know that's
some bitch.
Yeah.
10-4, buddy. That was a big one.
Well, that was culture at the time, though. That's the trucker culture.
Maybe it was. Maybe it was trucker culture, like, popular?
I think at that time. Shit, you had Smoking the Bandit. You had the Convoy movie. I think that was a made-for-TV movie back in the 70s.
Yeah, I don't remember.
And then they had... What was the one? Maximum Overdrive, where the truck came alive and was killing people. Check it out. This is
I'll look it up. Hey, man, I dug the 80s movies. I'm not going to...
It's Christine in an 18-wheeler, essentially.
Well, wasn't there another one that was like an old car? It was an old...
It wasn't a Nash Rambler, was it?
Oh, that killed lots of shit.
Exactly. They killed a lot of people.
Killed a lot of people, killed bank accounts. Pretty much had no good upside other than the fact we love it.
Yeah, exactly.
It's a good look, man. Fuck you guys.
We should bring the Rambler back. That's a goal. That should be a goal.
Tag in Fragmental stuff. That would be sweet.
Exactly. So on the door.
So welcome to Fragmental.
On the back.
Yeah, I like it. Yeah, we could, maybe tag it with like a dashboard or not dashboard. What's a friggin' windshield decal?
Oh yeah.
Almost like what was I can't remember the gang I was allegedly in when I was a kid. Flipping and dipping.
Oh yeah.
But instead of flipping and dipping, we can go Fragmental.
I was thinking. I remember the Oakley window stickers, thermonuclear protection. Yeah. I had one of those. I cut it to make so I had Oakley in the center of the window, and then I put thermonuclear protection on each side of it. So it wasn't. I put it all the way across the top. I was super impressed. I had measured it. Well, you know how anal.
No, I do.
It was like perfectly centered.
You're way anal.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm way into anal.
Hey, you said it, not me.
And now it's on tape, or it's on digital. So
on tape. Hey, will you play back that tape for us, Dave?
Yeah. We're on. That's right, folks. We do Fragmental on reel to reel.
So so catchphrase has been around forever. So we had the commercials, movies.
Catchphrases, taglines. I think they're kind of one and the same. I think at some point.
I'd say a tagline's probably used a little more for branding and selling things, right? Because if you're going to go that, like, just do it, Nike, right?
Yeah.
You can't hear that and not think Nike, right?
No, absolutely not.
I mean, I know there's others out there, but that's got to be one of the more recognizable ones.
That's a $1 trillion. That's $1 trillion tagline. But I think what catchphrases are probably more related, like associated with people. Like a person says a catchphrase. Oh yeah.
Well, I mean, people,
which is essentially a tagline,
right? I mean, they'll be on whatever TV, Arsenio Hall back in the day.
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, Jimmy Fallon now, just because somebody said some one funny line or whatever. Like, oh, up next, I don't know, where's your sign guy? Which I never got that joke, but everybody there for a while was
here's
like,
your sign,
here's your sign. Yeah. See, clear. I loved it so much I don't even get it right. But like I think we talked about this in the comedy podcast number one. I like Bill Engvall wasn't for me.
Yeah, but he was for somebody.
I get it. Like people loved it. Mm-hmm. The here's your sign thing. I mean, it was big for who's the other guy? Get Her Done.
Jeff Foxworthy.
No, it was Larry the Cable Guy.
Oh, Larry the Cable Guy.
But I mean, that's still people say that shit.
Yeah, but what'd Foxworthy say? He had one too.
Wasn't he like you're not a redneck if...
Oh, yeah. You might be a redneck.
Or you might be a redneck if... Yeah. Right, the complete opposite of what I said.
Yeah, exactly.
You might be a redneck if...
What did you say? You're
not a redneck.
Yeah. Yeah, that doesn't play well with a bunch of rednecks.
Right, I mean, they all love that, though. But I mean, the Get Her Done thing, man, is still... I still hear people say it. Now, they're not necessarily saying it in like the... Larry Cable Guy voice, but people say "Get Her Done" all the time.
Yeah,
not that he invented that, but I mean he definitely popularized it.
What's the one they always yell out at like golf matches and sporting events? I'm trying to think of. There's a phrase they yell out at.
I mean, when Tiger Woods is doing it, it's typically "It's in the hole" or "Make sure you pull out."
He did. I was just reading a story on that. On this whole list of
his
conquests.
I mean, it sounds like it ended up being a hell of a list.
It was.
Was it like a who's who or just like lots?
It was a mismatch. I mean, they even added Lindsey Vonn in there, but that was kind of like it's everybody he's kind of had been with.
No, okay. Because I mean, Lindsey Vonn wasn't just like I'm Tiger Woods and look what I'm pounding. I mean, they legitimately dated for a few
absolutely. Years. And they said that they broke up for like they're just going in opposite directions. I mean, she's her own star in her own right, so it's kind of
yeah,
like,
gold medalist, making a ton of money, and I mean, yeah. So they're good for. I mean, I hope. Hey, I didn't have anything against it.
no,
I mean,
they're it's fine with me. I mean, I get it. Where the fuck were we going with this?
You said
the
golf
catchphrase. Yeah, but they always yell it out. You want to talk fucking catchphrases or taglines, motherfucker? How many lines come out of Caddyshack?
Yeah. Oh, with golf, everybody's saying the Caddyshack stuff.
You can't play them, and we talked about this before. I know you can't play a round of golf and not say, "It's in the hole," or you know what I mean? Or what's the other one? Actually, it's not a catchphrase, but it's where he beats him on the chest. He's tapping him on the chest with a pitchfork. It's like the funniest scene in my mind.
But you're right. That was
no.
Yeah, that's. I mean, yeah, I guess even in pop culture, that was probably pretty big, and it still lives. It's still living on. What is this now? Damn near 30 years.
Was it 80s?
That was early 80s, wasn't it? It might even have been like 1980.
It was right around the time they did Animal House. So when was Animal House done?
I think that was late 70s.
So yeah, it'd be like late 70s, early. I mean, yeah, absolutely. 80.
Toga.
Yeah,
That was a little bit of a catchphrase, right?
Yep.
I mean, we did it in my fraternity.
I didn't go to fraternity, but
I mean, mostly we were saying that to try to get somebody to take theirs off, but we still said it.
Right. Did anybody hopefully it wasn't a dude. It was.
Yeah, we all wanted to see beans and wieners.
Beans and wieners. That's a big bean.
Yeah, that's not what we were looking
beans
to see.
And Franks.
Remember that's what I meant, Franks and beans.
Yeah, Franks and
Damn
beans.
it. Dude, I'm you know what? I think what I've learned is I'm really bad at this catchphrase shit.
Yeah, that was something about Mary.
Something about Mary. How the beans get above the Frank.
Beans and Franks. Beans and Franks.
But I mean, there's some Friends, right? They probably had some good catchphrases.
Oh, God, I don't remember.
Could I be wearing any more clothes?
Oh, how you doing? There's a catchphrase.
Yeah, there you go. Everybody says that.
Actually, speaking of that, I was watching the Graham Norton show, and they had Matt LeBlanc on, and sitting next to him was Emilia Clarke, from Game of Thrones. She's a huge Friends fan, and she was like all giddy and stuff, and she asked him to go, how you doing? So he's like, all right.
Did he do the look her up and down? And
yeah, absolutely.
How you doing?
He's like, so he turns to her and he goes, hey, Amelia, and she's like, hey, and he goes, how you doing? And she got red. It was awesome. It was great. But that's a catchphrase. Yeah, that's a catchphrase. It's like, how you doing? It's I think it's the stuff that stands the test of time. Where's the beef? How you doing? I mean, that's just people all, even if you didn't watch the show, you kind of know where it came from, or. Right?
So here's another one that we talk about maybe standing the test of time. That's what she said.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's been, I don't know, when did that start in the 80s? It seems like that'd be an 80s thing.
It might be, yeah.
I mean, I think dudes have said it forever, and then Michael Scott, right? Steve Carell brought it back to the lexicon of everybody.
Yeah.
Because now, I mean, even in the workplace, women say it. I mean, it's almost one of those things. If nobody takes advantage of the opportunity, everybody's disappointed.
Well, that's what's fun. I mean, that's what's funny is when do you, you have that opening and you're like, should I say it? Is it the right, and then you're just like, fuck it, I'll do it. And either it gets a huge laugh or people like, dude, get the fuck out of my office.
You've been around me enough to know that, if you leave the door open for me to take it, I will.
Oh, it's the same with me. I mean, I did yesterday, so.
I did too. I hear what we don't do. Let's put together a list of what we do.
Yeah, there you go. Well, you got kids, so doo-doo, that's big, and you got.
Oh yeah, we doo-doo all over the place. Not literally.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Well, I mean, the kids have.
That's right, you have kids. Well, I've got dogs. They've done that.
They doo-doo wherever.
Yeah.
Man.
Mm-hmm.
What a shitty topic. But I mean, that's what she said, though.
These are horrible puns.
But that's what she said, man. I mean, that's test of time. I mean, and that goes from people in their early 20s up to 60s that use that.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you're right. Yeah, absolutely.
Because like those guys in the 80s would be in their 50s and 60s now.
And they're still using it.
Yeah.
They should really move on.
That's a good joke, man.
But
I mean, you can run a good joke into the ground.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And we know. We've been there.
We do it all the time.
Every day was one more joke. So, we have 1,000 jokes, folks, and we're probably down to like 500 because we've run the rest of them into the ground.
But I mean, so what? I mean, how has that evolved to today? Right? I mean, are there right because people aren't watching a ton of TV. They watch TV differently now, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's not like the network TV. It's they're streaming shows on Netflix and Hulu and Prime and all that kind of stuff, right? But so people are people quoting those TV shows like they used to back in the day?
I mean,
the commercial still Dilly Dilly, right? That was huge for like 2-3 years.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I don't know. I mean, I think of like Game of Thrones. Nobody's really. People catchphrasing Game of Thrones.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly didn't watch Game of Thrones.
I saw one season.
But what would it be like? I've traveled a fortnight to pound thine ass. I don't know.
Dragons. I think the chick had dragons.
I bet she did. See.
Now you're talking innuendo, and now you're making innuendos, right? So
well, I could take that all day long, but well, so that's one, right? So we talk about innuendos. How many catchphrases exist, like in just the lexicon of America, that are rooted in sexual innuendo?
Probably all of them. I mean,
right? Because how many things, like even in the workplace, maybe this one isn't in the workplace as much, when people are like, dude, we got to go balls to the wall, man. I mean, does everybody assume that means you're like all the way in and your balls are bouncing off? Like, that's how I take it. Like,
I don't even know where
you're telling me I need to be all in.
Literally. I'm giving it all she's got.
But I mean, that's, foot to the floor. I mean, that's when you're bracing yourself when you're pounding some ass, right?
See, you and I talked about this the other day, and I think foot to the floor. I mean, that's where you're going with it, but I think foot to the floor literally means like you're putting the gas to the floor.
Oh, so that's just me?
Yeah, it's just you.
Okay. I mean, that's the way I heard it when I was 7.
But that's that's the innuendo side, though. You're like, foot to the floor, and you're like, he's pounding it.
But I mean, I'm trying to think of, like we just got to roll up our sleeves and get up in there. Like, because if you get on a good roll, I did this once when I managed a team, and I probably said 4 or 5 of those in a row, and my team is just cracking up, and they thought it was even funnier because I was legitimately trying to give like just a good like
rah-rah
speech, and every one of them, and they're like, we could tell you're really trying to not be sexual here, and I'm like, all I could think of was basketball when Yasmin Bleeth was in the room, and she's like, yeah, just having a hard time with throbbing cock. Long wanger. Oh, like that's what
Tourette's, right, or something. Didn't she have Tourette's?
No.
Oh,
no. Well, them titties did. No.
How do the titties have Tourette's?
I don't know. I just see you can make anything a sexual innuendo if you want, but I mean, seriously, think about what are some of those other ones that people use all the time. That, oh man, it really gave me the shaft. You know what that means, right? Like, he gave you the shaft. That's what that means. We got screwed. But that means not literally you were screwing.
Right, yeah.
I know you do. But, I mean, you hear all these things all the time. And I just kind of laugh at them sometimes because it's like, it's funny, old, oh my word, Jesus guy over there sure is using a lot of these.
I thought about this as we were putting this together. It's kind of like, are you saying them as an innuendo, or is that how they're being heard?
So I think
it's a perception thing.
So I think a lot of people aren't saying them as. I mean, if I do, there's a pretty solid chance I am trying to be funny. But there are so many of those that I think people are just legitimately trying to say something. I mean, they may just be angry, like I said, the "give me the shaft" thing, right? I mean, that's. No, what else is out there, man? There's so many other of those phrases that are just regular, right? We use them every day.
Well, it's funny because it's the show Archer. You watch Archer?
Yeah.
If you haven't watched it, go see it. But he always uses the because they always say something very innocuous. Is that the right word? I think innocuous.
Yeah.
Anyway, and he's like phrasing because he's assuming it's like a sexual innuendo.
So like, that's me in every team meeting ever.
Yeah, and me as well too, because I'm like, but yeah, so because I want to yell out phrasing. I want somebody to say something, go phrasing. But that's the big because he just takes everything as innuendo, even though it's a very normal saying that's not meant to be an innuendo, but he's just viewing it as an innuendo. So that's where I'm kind of saying is that, but to be fair, sometimes people say them purposely, as an innuendo. So it's a mismatch. It's so funny. We talk about this and you're like, hey, what's going on? And every time, like when we get done with this, I'll rattle like 50 of these fucking things off. I just can't think at the moment. The pressure is killing me.
There's so much pressure here with the live studio audience.
Exactly. That window's open, so everybody outside.
Yeah, lucky for them, they're hearing the very velvety smoothness over here.
Yeah. Well, it's on your side, so.
Yeah, you're welcome.
People walking their kids. Fuck this, fuck that. What is going on in there?
Is that also our catchphrase?
Yeah. Our catchphrase is fuck.
But I mean, there's so much innuendo. Like, I mean, how many different ways can you say, having sex, masturbating, flogging the dolphin, like how many of those exist? I mean, I think that's part of innuendo and catchphrasing, right? Like, oh, he was petting the old snake over there. You know what I mean? Am I right?
What's the one you used one the other day? I can't think of the fucking name of it was.
We got to ram it in like a gentleman?
No, but it was like you're like pounding the pelvis or something like that.
Pounding the pelv.
Yeah, pounding the pelv.
Oh, man.
That's not really an innuendo. Well, I guess it's an innuendo.
I guess it depends on how you look at it. I mean, I clearly meant masturbating.
Right. There's no... Is he talking about masturbating? Or...
Well, there are probably people who are like, what the fuck's a pelv?
Yeah. I can start looking at pelv. It's like a what's the imaginary animal? Snipe. Is it like a snipe?
I mean, I'm pretty solid with coming up with things. I mean, I think we talked about that on naming things a little bit, right? I mean, I've named some of my own sexual positions. So, Alabama wheelbarrow.
Alabama wheelbarrow. I love that one.
Milwaukee long pour.
Oh god, that's fucking awesome. Yeah, so I think part of it is obviously the one where you're actually. I'm trying to think of like a direct innuendo.
So here's one. So after I said this, I think I started questioning myself. So we were joking about one thing, like, oh, he really blew his wad on that one. And there was a guy there who was definitely, I would say he like the Jesus. He's like, oh, what, blow his wad? And I'm like, oh. Like, am I going to make this guy a man right now, or do I got to play along? And I'm like, like when you go to Vegas and, just blow your wad on the first table, spend all your money. And then as I'm walking away, one of my buddies who was there was like, dude, do you really not know what that means? And I was like, yes, I know what that means. But I couldn't say that to him, man. Just look at him. But then I started thinking about it, and I'm like, is that a phrase that actually originated in Vegas? Or no, has it always been blowing a load of jizz?
No, I think where it originated was back in the days when you'd pack your gun, because you have to put like they call it a wad for the pressure behind the gunpowder. And I think if you didn't put your bullet in there, you blew your wad and didn't get a shot off. The cannons work that old school cannons work that way. That's what I think actually. I think that's actually what it means.
So that doesn't even make blowing a load of jizz then.
No, I think it means I honestly
because it'd be the opposite. Would it be like what's the terminology? What is it? A ruined orgasm or whatever? Would that be what it would be? It was a ruined load. Didn't have the pressure to.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, if you're starting applying a sexual aspect to cannon fire.
But see, there you go. That did not originate in sexual innuendo. We've taken it there.
Yeah, because we're fucking perverts.
Right, but I mean, that's not just us. I didn't originate blew my wad.
That's true.
I mean, I heard it several times as a kid. Had no fucking clue what it meant.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. But I honestly think that's where it originated from.
But that's a good point. So, how many of those do you think originated? Man, maybe catchphrases have been around for years and years.
Yeah,
I mean, that's a good one, right? That had to be from the 1800s.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, I mean, I don't know. What are some of the others?
I'm trying to think. Obviously, yeah, a lot of them come out of. There was a whole show on this shit. God damn it! Every time we do this, I draw a goddamn blank. It pisses me off.
I think we drink too much.
Well, that could be it too.
You know what's funny is we're always like, I need some drinks. We're much better when we're drunk. And then we come here, we're like, fucking.
Duh.
What were we even talking about?
Yeah. What are we doing again? No. Yeah, but no. I bet you a lot of them originated out of like, FUBAR. You've heard of FUBAR, right?
Yeah, fucked up beyond all recognition.
Yeah,
right?
came out of like the Vietnam War. So.
But does that have sexual innuendo?
No, it doesn't. But I just like.
I mean, it means legitimately fuck something up. I mean, we used it in football.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess what we were saying is, I'm going to shoot you so people don't know you afterwards, which is really fucked up.
Yeah, exactly. What fucking schools you go to?
But that's how our coaches did it. You couldn't get away with this shit nowadays.
Oh God, no. Well, that's a good. So we grew up on television, so we've got those kind of the Urkels of the world and the Where's the Beefs and all of that. People today are streaming or they're online. They're not looking at things. So what's their thing today? Memes, right? Everybody's kind of
memes are huge.
Memes are huge. I mean, I love memes too. Who doesn't love a good meme?
Yeah, I mean, dude, now you'll see like just full on meme battles. People going back and forth on like
absolutely.
a Twitter thread or whatever, and just I mean, some of them are pretty damn funny.
Well, it's funny because it's the same picture with like and they just keep using the same picture over and just keep changing the words in it. So, like the guy and the girl, and he's looking back at the girl,
and it's like this one's like me or my girlfriend, me looking at whatever.
Yeah, like a fur. Or whatever. But yeah, those are the new kind of people are starting to quote those now too. So. But
I feel like, and maybe we did it too. We just did it differently. Like we probably all said, "Where's the beef? Here's your sign." All that shit, all just over and over. But I feel like they run this shit into the ground. Like when you're online now, I've said this before. A phrase that I freaking hate is, I'm living my best life. It's on commercials. It's on radio ads. It's everybody. I mean, I don't know that I could go, if I was on Twitter for a half hour, I bet every 5 minutes I saw that at least once. Annoying as shit.
I don't get it.
But everybody loves it. Not you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, fucking millennials love it.
You obviously don't love it.
I hate it. I've even said that before when they're like, what are things people say that you don't like? And I'm very quick to say that, like, bam. And they're like, I say it all the time. Like, yep, so fucking hate it.
That the one it's not really. I don't know. The one I always hate is like living the dream. How you doing? I'm living the dream. Really? Because you're pumping my gas right now.
Oh, but it's a sarcasm behind it, Dave.
I don't know.
They're so satirical now.
How is that living the dream?
So when people say that, typically I'm like, well, it's at least somebody's, right?
Yeah. It's not mine. That's for sure.
Yeah, dude, you will not outsmart ass me. Just don't even do it. That's typically what I take it as a challenge when people say shit like that. Like, dude, don't. Dude, this is my world.
Living the dream? My dream of living is not working, sitting on $1 billion on a fucking island somewhere. That's
right. I'm on a boat.
Yeah.
Probably getting head. And then a minute and a half later, I'm sleeping.
Drinking a Gatorade.
Right. I'm replenishing after a minute and a half.
And then 2 minutes after that, I'm getting head again. Yeah. Who's the dude that he's the professional gambler dude from the hell's that dude's name he's always on the boats. He's
Phil Hellmuth?
No. Wow. There's a fucking somebody was watching a lot of late night poker.
Dan Blazarian, right?
Dan Blazarian, yeah. That guy who's on boats.
I mean, that dude.
That's living the dream.
I think
right
a lot of people.
If
can't
you said,
stand him.
hey Dan, what are you doing? He's like, I'm living the dream. You're like, fucking ain't right, you are.
He's on a yacht. He probably just banged 5 chicks. Then he's going to go and shoot these. I'm not even a huge gun guy.
Yeah.
But I want to shoot the guns he is. He's got like these huge machine guns. And it's like, man, that just looks fun.
Yeah, exactly.
He's blowing shit up on getting head while driving a Bobcat in L.A.
down Santa Monica Boulevard.
Like he does, like, like every little boy likes playing with trucks. Every little boy likes, I mean, my son loves like trains, any boy shit my little man loves. I feel like Dan Bilzerian's doing that as a grown-ass adult, playing with every one of those things.
Literally, if anybody goes living the dream, I'm like, not Dan Bilzerian's dream. That fucking dude is, that's, and I think I've seen him like do interviews. He's a pretty normal guy. He's just fucking.
Is he?
Yeah, he seems to be. I mean, I've only seen him a couple times kind of talk and stuff. Usually it's like, I got to find out if he's on Instagram. I'm sure he's on Instagram. Yeah, I'm sure he's on Instagram.
Dude, that's his world.
Oh, absolutely.
Because I think I've seen Instagram videos, even though I don't have it, you can still get on his gram. And
look at you.
Doug Ram. Dude, I'm not a fucking millennial. I mean, I guess technically I am. Fuck you guys. But like, I never hear him talk. All his videos are playing the like me that music, that ridiculous, awful music. And then he's like jumping off a cliff, and the girl's like jerking him off on the way down. And then when he comes up from landing in the water, he somehow has a sandwich in his mouth, and somebody's tossing him an AK-47. And then,
he rides out of the ocean on 2 gold dolphins.
I'm like, man, what the fuck does that guy do? I mean, I'm overlooking this awful music right now because this is incredible.
Because you're on a 75-foot yacht.
I mean, that dude is living a sweet life.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's like, what are you doing? I'm not living Dan Bilzerian's dream.
I mean, ultimate life of excess. Yeah. And the thing is, he seems to be so completely unapologetic about everything. And he's like, so what? I banged 8 chicks today. What'd you do?
Exactly.
And the thing is, you can't say he's objectifying women because these women are loving it because they're living a life they would never live.
Well, that's a good point. So I get the objectification of women, but if they're willing to get on that boat with him and look and wear thong bikinis and shit, or not wear anything at all, it's like, is he objectifying him at that point, or they're just like, fuck it, I like to be naked and suck guys' dicks?
What do you do? I'm great at sucking dick.
Actually, I was on Twitter earlier, and somebody was giving Stormy Daniels a hard time over something, and she's like, well, I suck a mean dick and I make a great casserole, so I have that going for me. Because she was saying, I think that somebody was giving her, that's what sucks about Twitter. It's like, that sucks, but it's like anybody can jump on there and just like harass whoever. And something about, hope you have other skills because once your looks fade, your career is over. And she's like, well, I suck a mean dick and make a good casserole, or whatever the hell she said. So I could give 2 shits.
Sucking a good dick can overcome a whole lot of things.
Well, yeah, absolutely.
And come a lot of things.
Overcome with a U, not an O. No E.
But yeah, that is one thing I hate about online, man. Like, everybody thinks their opinion matters and they have shitty opinions.
Yeah.
Like, it's one thing when you're just like, oh man, that looks cool, or I'm a crazy Buckeye fan or whatever. But like, some people are just absolutely
There's a lot of crazy Buckeye fans.
Oh, dude, the Buckeye fan base is absolutely nuts.
Yeah, I mean, since we moved here, it's like, I passed a guy passed me today with his plate that said "Da Bucks" on his license plate.
Oh yeah, dude, there are people. So have you ever watched the Buckeye games? And he's like the black cowboy dude. He's everywhere. He goes to every single game. That dude had like a good job. I forget what it was. Maybe he's a computer programmer or something like that. Gave it up to be Buckeye cowboy or whatever he is.
Cowboy Buckeye.
Full time. People pay him to do radio shows. Where I worked before where I work now, so 10 years ago, they paid him to come in to bring up the...
amp up the...
Yeah, amp up the...
Does he have a catchphrase or a tagline?
I don't know. It is, I'm fucking annoying Buckeye guy. And, at first we're like... this guy isn't pumping anybody up, first of all. Second of all, you guys didn't give us bonus this year, but you paid this son of a bitch to come in here.
Your bonuses went to that guy.
Right. And again, it's ridiculous. The Buckeye fan base is nuts. I could tell you, we'll get into this a little bit. So a little
absolutely.
Foreshadowing. We're looking to have a sweet guest on here in November to talk a little bit about Buckeye football. So just keep an eye out for that. That'll be coming. But where we sat during those times, I think I've said it before. My brother coached there, so we had seats that were with other parents, and it was awesome because everybody's there for the team, their kids. Everybody is pretty positive. We're all slapping five, going crazy. And I think back to the days before I had that, when I was like in the cheap seats, and everybody's like just already drunk from tailgating for 6 hours, fighting everyone. Like the Buckeyes are winning 42-0, and they're like, "You don't fucking get it, man. They just got a fucking first down," and you're like, "Dude, it's 42-0. Like it's their starters against our fourth string."
Exactly.
I mean, those fans are absolutely crazy. They literally fight you because you say you're a Michigan fan or whatever. Unheard of. Fucking nuts, man.
Yeah, well, it's the Bucks.
Almost as bad as Browns fans.
Almost as bad as Browns fans.
No, they're good. You know what? I do appreciate that. That's one thing with the NFL, man. You find those fans that are just passionate as hell. Like their life revolves around those Sunday games.
If we're way the fuck off topic at this point, but
speaking of innuendo, Browns, I don't know. Everyone likes it doggy style, Dave.
There's an innuendo. Everybody, they're all amped up just because they look good. You know what I mean? They look decent. And I gotta believe, like, after those 3 wins in 3 years seasons or even less than that, I think they're clinging to whatever they can. They're like,
dude, they've got a lot to be excited about right now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good running back, good quarterback, sweet defense. I mean, that's the thing. This isn't going to be their year. They should be winning it all. But if they come close to the playoffs or make it to the playoffs, they're going to go get those other 2 or 3 pieces next year, I think.
Well, yeah,
be that 12 and 13 win team.
Because when you're that bad, you can't really see where the problems are. When you start like winning and start playing well, you're like, oh, you know what? We got a gap here. We got a gap here.
Yeah, if we add, improve our line over here, get another safety back there, maybe a little bit of depth on our defensive line, boom, they're there. So one thing it reminded me of, we talk about innuendo. So in college, I took a theater class. It was like you had to have it, like some kind of arts in your as an elective. So I took
where at OSU.
OSU.
What the fuck?
Yeah, I mean, I could have picked another art, but at Ohio State, you get locked out of everything. So, excuse me, you get locked out of everything. So I took freaking theater, which I have no shame.
Yeah.
But we had to do like this collage or whatever, and we had to do a collage around one of the books we read in this theater class. And I put a dog in the middle of it. So I talked around the dog and just talked about everything else and how it related to the book. And then I was like, thank you. And that was the end of my presentation. And then the TA is like, so just curious, what's the dog in the middle for? And I was like, well, I presumed even in the 1920s, everyone loved a doggy style. I got an A because I made everybody laugh, and he was like, man, I took balls.
Yeah, dog balls.
So, yeah, man, any other good innuendos you could think of while we're talking? So what do we talk about? So what are some of the other, right, they do everything in memes online now, but there are still just those sayings that everybody says. It drives me nuts because it's like, everybody, not only do they say it online repeatedly, they say it in regular life now because they assume everybody's OMG. Oh, those went way too far because then people were like TTFN OMG.
ZYK KKB AAZR
SUCK MYDICK.
What the fuck is it? I'm starting to see it in in a professional world. They have in case you missed it. So it's ICYMI. They're using it in business. I'm like, you're fucking serious. You're serious,
right? Even like old guy, or they're old. You think there's old CEOs saying that well, TBD or TB was it TBT? Is that that's Throwback Thursday? But is it also Truth Be Told?
That I don't know.
So
I don't short text.
I don't either.
No, I think the only thing
I don't use them. I refuse to use emojis too. Those right. Everybody puts emojis on things.
I throw an occasional one in there.
So when I'll send my wife a text and I'll be like smiley poop face emoji. I type it out. She's like, "You're so dumb."
You type out smiley poop face emoji.
Type out the word smiley poop face. At this point, it's just I'm an anti-conformist.
Wow, that's like, dude, just put a pile of shitting on there. It's fine. It's one fucking emoji. You're not doing the whole thing.
No. And then, no, because if I did it, I have to put 5 exclamation points, the @ sign,
It's going to take me longer than if I just typed
a cheer pom-pom, and a smiley poo face emoji for people to really know what I meant.
With a thumbs up.
Like that drives me, like, it's just so over the top now for everything. It's to the point where, like, if you only put 1 exclamation point, people think you're mad at them.
There's an innuendo, like the fucking, when you put in like the fucking eggplant.
Eggplant. Oh,
or the peach for ass.
What's vagina?
I don't know if there is one. They should make a vagina, just a straight up vagina
just
emoji.
A vagina.
But you have but they like one has like there's like a 70s vagina where you can't see anything but hair, and like an 80s with like the landing strip.
So you could pick your own.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, I can't tell what you're saying with this 70s bush. Oh, you got it all right.
I don't understand you because I can't see through the bush.
Exactly. I'm trying to say it's really foggy out. You can't see.
I'm saying, can you speak in the 80s vagina where it's just it's straight to the point with a landing strip?
It's getting a little worrisome in here, getting a little hairy. That's what it meant.
Yeah, absolutely. It's getting hairy in here. That could maybe that's what that means. Getting hairy in here.
It meant 70s bush. That's what I hear, Dave.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I make those jokes, but
do you remember? I sent you that. Speaking of memes, I sent you that one where it was the ad for Playboy, and it showed the guy at the barber.
No.
So the dude sits down and he's got like a big fro, and it says the 70s. And the dude sits down with a big fro, and he pops up it says Playboy. You can see it. And then it goes the 80s, and it was like the guy was getting like a mohawk. And then like the 90s, he was like getting all of his hair shaved off, and it was like following the trend of, styles follow time or trends of time. And that was like Playboy Australia.
And then 2010 was a penis because now they're trans.
It was a vagina going through the transition.
So it was both.
It was both.
It was like a vagina with a
huge, giant penis-looking clit.
Because that's what they do. Like if they,
absolutely.
Well, that's give you enough hormones that your clit turns into a dong.
There you go.
Man, is that the best of both worlds? Is that what I mean by this is the best of both worlds?
Exactly. Son of a bitch, we cracked it. That's funny.
I've got a feeling we enjoyed this more than the listeners will.
Yeah, exactly. Well, most of our episodes were enjoying it more than our listeners, but I don't know how well we did on the catchphrase / innuendo, but we had a good time.
I think we rocked the innuendo part. I don't know about the catchphrase. I think we struggled.
Yeah, but catchphrases I think are taglines essentially.
No, they are, but I mean, I do.
In most instances,
I think now it's.
We really should do more research before we start these.
Is it bigger now, or was it bigger in the 80s?
I think it's bigger in the 80s. I don't see catchphrases as much as I used to. But you know what the difference is? Is everybody, I think one of the things in the 80s was you had this kind of right when cable was starting, you had you had ABC, CBS, Fox was kind of in there, NBC. So everybody had like those
MTV when they played videos.
Well, but this is like
I know what you mean.
Right around the cable time.
Yeah.
Those were the only things you had. So the medium was it. That was your media.
So everybody saw Where's the Beef.
Everybody saw Where's the Beef. Now everybody draws from different. There's so much media and avenues to get to it. At different. There's Twitter. There's Facebook. There's just Imgur or Reddit or whatever that. Yeah. And then you've got like the ABCs and CBSs of the world. You've got all the cable channels. Now you got like Netflix. You got, there's so much input or output really coming at you that I don't know if one thing sticks or people remember what those things are. Like if you've got half of, 10 million people in the United States watching 3 channels, that's going to stick.
Yeah, it sticks. Everybody saw it.
Everybody saw it like that. Now you have 10 million people, 2 million could be on Twitter, 2 million on Facebook or Instagram, or all 3. It's just that's why you start to see. I think the new catchphrase is where you start to see memes move across the different platforms. People will copy cut and paste.
Dude, they're absolutely people are doing they're sending you on Twitter something that they took on Snapchat.
Yeah. Or they got something on Facebook that they took from Imgur, or wherever they got it from.
Yeah.
I think that may be the new kind of catchphrase is where the thing that one
Yeah,
I
see
that one meme kind of flows back and forth. So I mean the dude, the dude, and the other girl walk like that kind of like looking back thing. That was everywhere. It is everywhere.
It is everywhere.
And they keep changing they keep changing the words. What about the old dude that's like kind of half smiling? Where he's like, he's got that kind of half smile. He's everywhere. Shit, I think he won an award the other day. Yeah, I'm not shitting you. I saw him like holding a trophy. But that's kind of I think that's kind of the new catchphrase is that instead of people saying it, they're sending it.
So before, I mean, do you think people were saying it just because they were trying to be funny? Because now, like, some of these things we're talking about are just like people say it all the time. Like, I don't think they're just saying it like, here's my chance. Where's the beef? You know what I mean? Like,
they just moved it into like their sentence
like
structure.
Now people talk in text talk. Like, people don't spell anything correct anymore. Everybody's using the just first letter of everything for, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, I don't know, man. I don't know if it's because it's laziness or what. Dude, nobody's original.
ICYMI, Mike. ICMY.
Yeah. I don't know what the fuck that means.
In case you missed it.
Being a smart ass.
Well, this is how fucked up that is. I got it in a work email.
Yeah,
I had to go look it up.
Crazy.
I went and looked. I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? I thought it was another acronym we have. And I was like, I went and looked it up. I'm like, oh, that's what that means.
But is it like, now that you've seen it, is it everywhere in social media that you look now?
No, I think it's one of those things where, like, when you buy a car and then all of a sudden you see that car fucking everywhere.
Oh, yeah.
And you're like, I never noticed this car before. Why does everybody own this car? It's like, they sold 700 million of these cars. You probably saw one, you just never recognized.
You've never looked at it.
Right, absolutely. It's one of those snails. Now I kind of see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Not everywhere, but when I see it,
it's all over.
It's all over, right. Along with everything else, but yeah, I think I think like the meme angle is kind of the new catchphrase.
I think so.
Because the platforms, everybody's on a shit ton of different platforms.
I just think it's funny, like, everybody uses them and thinks they're extremely original with it.
Oh yeah,
you're like, dude, you're a complete unoriginal bastard.
I'm just afraid. I copy from one and paste it into another. People are like, you fucking stole that, and I'm like, it's on the internet. What the fuck?
So I mean, like, I'll send those things just because I thought it was funny.
Yeah.
I don't send it like just post it wherever. I mean, I don't really social media very much, but
or at all.
I don't. Well, I mean, fragmental a little here and there.
Yeah, absolutely.
But,
I mean, you're our Twitter guy.
That's why we're terrible at it. But
we're terrible at it. You're doing a great job, Mike.
Hey, I mean, I'm great. You know what I've learned though? Like, we talk about this. We'll probably have to bounce here in a minute, but I want to kind of spin this into a comedy gig. And one thing it's taught me is I think one of my comedy strengths is playing off of others. Because I'm really good when people say something, riffing back and forth with them, like even on Twitter.
Yeah.
But then when you look at, like, we have 9 original tweets, and they're all from you.
Oh, yeah. Because what's funny is like, you're responding to everybody. I'm like, we need to put content out there. So I'm like, all right, let me just post this. And here's what's you're like, yeah, I'm not that good at it. I posted 9 original contacts, 0 everything. You post once, and you get 42 fucking, thumbs up, that's a like. I'm like, God damn it.
But I don't do it for the thumbs up, Dave.
I know you don't do it for thumbs up. You do it for the laugh, Mike.
Yeah.
You do it for yourself.
You're right. I just get
your inner child.
I have just to know I have the satisfaction of making somebody laugh, pissing them off, or grossing them out with innuendo. As long as I hit one of those 3, mission accomplished.
Yeah, I don't know where the line is on that. Mike and I laugh at each other because it's like we'll be on Twitter because we have the Fragmental account, so we're both on Twitter at the same time. And I'm like, people can think we're schizophrenic.
It's going to be the time, like you said, we both respond to the same thing.
Yeah, and it's like bing, bang, like, well, that was fucking weird.
You say one thing, and I say, like, the complete opposite, where you're like, nice tits, and I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah.
We don't say that, actually, but...
Yeah. We may, but...
Eventually we'll get there, but you know what I'm saying? You'll be like, you'll say something, and then I'd say the opposite.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway. I don't know. Good talk. Good conversation tonight.
Yeah, it was... Hey, I have fun doing this,
Yeah, that's all that matters.
Like we said, guys, we got a couple of good things coming up in November. We're going to talk some football. Not just football. I think we're going to talk a little bit of experience, so just to give you a little taste there.
Yeah.
Working on having a few guests between now and the end of the year. As always, if you have ideas, please send them to us, tweet it to us, text it to us, email it to us, whatever it is. We're on all platforms at this point.
Get us in the DMs, as they say. You can hit us up on the DM.
Slide into my DM.
Yeah, our DM. Which that's even. That's kind of weird.
Is that an innuendo too? Like,
yeah,
I'm going to slide into those DMs. I mean, I don't even know what sliding into DMs mean, but I say that all the time.
You know what a DM is, though, right?
Direct message.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay. So
only because I make fun of people who live in that world.
And now we're in it.
Yeah, but see, I do it now. It's more satirically because I don't base my life on this shit.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people. There was something I was watching. It was actually on Twitter. The dude, he's on Dr. Phil. I don't know why the fuck was I watching this. But I was like, what's up with this dude's hair? That's what I started out. That's how I started out. So now I listen to sound. He doesn't talk to his family because they don't have any followers because he doesn't want to be worth their time. He goes, when people get famous, I have more followers than they do. So he goes, when people get famous, they dump their families. And I'm like, I don't even know who the fuck you are. You're not famous.
Dude, everybody's a goddamn influencer. I mean,
Yeah.
we talked about this.
Yeah.
Everybody is something. My kids were watching this show. We'll need to bounce here. But my kids were watching this show, The Masked Singer or something.
Yeah.
And like the
dude they revealed in the first one.
Yeah. Like, I don't think half of the judges or whatever you want to call them knew who the hell he was. One of them was like, "Oh, I bet it's Poopy Pie." That one internet guy.
Yeah, Pie Die Pie or PP. I don't know the fucking
Poopy Pie, right?
I think it's that. I don't think it's
he's a douche. He's fucking Poopy Pie.
Okay, for you, he's Poopy Pie.
I think he dressed as like a German SS soldier or some shit. So he's fucking Poopy Pie.
Okay.
All right. Anything else, Dave?
No, I think we're good. Thanks again. We remember we're on Twitter at Fragmental Co. Our website Fragmental Co. www.fragmentalco.com or Jesus fucking Christ, fragmental.co. You can get through us there. We're on iTunes. We are on Apple Podcasts. We're on Spotify. We're on Google Play, and we are on Google Podcasts now.
Nailed it.
All right. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Dave.